Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks. I'm Platter V series V's I've been doing for a little while now. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff. Then, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that, time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. I hope this is good because I am hungry. And I was going to grab a candy bar, but I was like, I'll grab this instead. I can get a review out of it. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's a super simple format. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammer on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, folks, yeah, I'm wearing grody work clothes. Typically, when I'm inside the truck and I'm wearing grody work clothes, that means that I was on my way home from work and I found some shit to review for you. That is, yeah, definitely the case today. I got off of work a little over an hour ago, and I knew that I wanted to go over there and hit up this one particular Walmart, because I got a couple near me, and there's one that I usually go to. Typically, they're good for certain things. Lately, they've been more miss than hit, so I was like, all right, I'll go to the one that's a little bit further out. There's some stuff there that, I can rely on. And sure enough, I found, some of the things I was looking for. That made me happy. And as I was making my way out, I was like, you know what, man, I'm kind of hungry. It's going to be a little bit before I get home, and I'm going to do the reviews and stuff. I was going to grab candy bar, but instead I grabbed something else. What is it, folks? Well, it happens to be, boom! It's these things. Breakfast Tater Kegs. Potato, egg, sausage, cheese, red pepper, and bacon. It's all inside. Yeah, okay, so this is like from their little hot and ready area that they have of fresh food, that kind of thing. Let's get a thing for the thing. Ha 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 ha! Sure, actually, let's see what these things look like, because I have no idea. I've reviewed a few things from Walmart's fresh and ready stuff. Oh, they're little tater tots. Okie doke. Well, let's get a thing for the thing. We'll do a thing for the thing. Ha 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 ha! Wait, is it? Ha 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 ha! Sure. Yeah, your little tater tot things. You get 3 of them. All right, let's give it a go. Definitely lots of potato. Yeah, it's definitely a lot of filler. It's definitely more potato and egg than it is anything else, especially sausage and bacon. There's some cheese in there, to be fair. The cheese has a decent taste to it. But yeah, I'm not getting a lot of the sausage and or bacon. There's a little something there. You can taste a little bit of the saltiness from the bacon. But yeah, it's not very... It's more the flavor than really anything else. You don't really get a lot in the way of any real meaty texture inside. Let's try out another one. Maybe I'll get different results. I will say, I would have hoped for more than 3. I forget exactly how much I paid for it, but I get the feeling it should have been more than 3. I mean, it's mostly potato and egg. It's fine. It's a little tater tot thing. Tastes kind of like a hash brown. I went through that whole thing right there. I didn't get a single bite of sausage or bacon or anything. Even the red pepper. Yeah. Oh, that one was worse than the first one. Fuck it, man. I'll eat the whole damn thing. I paid for it. Yeah, these things are extremely hit or miss. This one, I'm tasting the sausage. I'm tasting a little bit of the red pepper. A little bit of the bacon. 1 out of 3. Basically, what this came down to was, first one I had, middle of the road. A little bit of bacon, not really much in the way of sausage, but it was there. Second one, almost nothing. It was basically just potato, cheese, and egg. I really didn't get anything else out of that one. This one, the best of the three. I'm getting some of the sausage, I'm getting some of the bacon, I'm getting some of the red pepper. Yeah. Yeah. Kind of wish I'd grabbed the candy bar. I mean, they're fine. There's nothing I dislike about them other than the fact that I feel like, well, it's kind of a two-pronged thing. Number one, I feel like I should have gotten more. I think at least one more would have been the appropriate amount. Give it a nice even number with 4. I think that would have been good. And then, if nothing else, having an extra one would have increased my odds of getting ones that were actually filled with the stuff that they claim to be filled with. And that's my other issue, of course, is, again, 1 out of 3 what I would say would have been somewhat proper. And I'm emphasizing the somewhat. Because it wasn't like, yeah, it was overloading with bacon and sausage. It really wasn't. It was just better than the other two. At least all the things were accounted for. I mean, the overall of it was fine. Again, it's kind of, again, it's like it's a tater tot thing. Tastes a little bit more like a hash brown. But then even then, it's like, because you don't really get like the nice crispiness because you've got like the egg and all that inside. So you don't really get that nice crunch. You don't really get the potato aspect the way that you'd like. Yeah, I think this is one of those things where, like, it sounds better on paper than the actual execution. I'm sure you could do it properly. Like, I'm sure 100% you could make this work. But I don't think that Walmart is willing to put in the effort to make that happen. All that said, 2 questions have to be asked. Would I get him again? Would I recommend him? No, not particularly. Didn't dislike it. It was fine. But regardless, if I paid more than like $1.50 for that, I'm going to call bullshit. And again, I don't remember exactly what I paid. Do I have the... You know what? I do have the thing. I actually have my receipt. Where is the thing? That's got to be... Okay, I paid $2.50. I paid $1 more. I mean, $2.50 isn't terrible in the grand scheme of things. If I'd gotten 4, I would have been fine with it. But I basically feel like I wasted about $1. Because, again, anything more than $1.50 for that is just too much. It's not a bad experience, but it's like, again, you expect what you're supposed to be getting, and it's clear that that's just, there's no uniformity, and even when you do get one that's probably what it's supposed to be, it's not that impressive. So for me, there's just no reason. And if I'm recommending it, it's like, just grab something else. Even if you want to grab something else from their little like hot and ready thing, like I've reviewed like a couple of their chicken sandwiches from them. They're fine. You can get those little popcorn chicken cups that they have. They're fine. Realistically, you probably just wait and hit up someplace on your way home. But like, they're not horrible. I don't think they're going to poison you, but they're not that great. Anyway. 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your folks. Go over there, have yourselves a truly proper breakfast-tastic rest of your life, because proper breakfast is a wonderful thing, folks, I lament the fact that breakfast doesn't lend itself well to the review format, Breakfast is best when it's nice and fresh and on a beautiful plate, and it's just... If I do it, it's like, well, like I did a Monte Cristo from the Omelet House. Go watch that review. That worked because it was a sandwich, But final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do all the time, I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and, quite frankly, just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations like that, where not always going to have the strength of will to withstand that desire to just be an asshole, because that is definitely an inner thing in every human being. Just that, because sometimes you just, but when we can, take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, here's what I want you to go out and do, if you're of so inclination. Go out and get yourself some real breakfast, man. Seriously. You know, as much as I do these reviews and, you know, I eat a lot of fast food and shit, which is not fucking good for me. You know, and I shouldn't be encouraging it realistically. But, man, you know, like in like a proper place, you know, find yourself like a nice little sit-down diner. You know, that's a real thing, man, you know, and it's a nice piece of, especially if you live in America, it's a nice piece of Americana. And I'm sure around the world, you know, breakfast is, you know, like it's a universal thing, I think. Or don't. You can do what you want. I'm not your dad. Bye!